Good morning. Welcome to Satsang. I have to admit that today nothing comes to me. Now, I will comment it a bit. In fact, it's great nothing comes to me. From where I come, nothing is there. Everything is there, we don't know. But as we don't know, we say nothing comes. It's not a lack of imagination of I or of inspiration or whatever. Sometimes it happens. And doesn't matter. Maybe something comes to you and I will be inspired. I was a bit guessing this morning, maybe I have nothing to say. So I bought a text of the old man Chang. In case. He's a very good friend of mine. Probably as quite like a few hundred years back. Old, he's a few hundred years old. And we are neighbors. He's from China. It's not coffee, so it will not help in speaking too much. You know, I also find, of course it's not a way to really relate, but what a blessing also to have moments of where you have nothing to tell. And of course it cannot come from somebody's life. Somebody's life is called a life because it's only events. Events happen. And yeah, all the awareness we have of them or not. But sometimes one gets tired of thinking that there is only that, and that's how a search can rise. Is there something else? Is there is there? And once it rises in you, it looks like, even if very often you can say, oh, I quit the question, it's of no use, it will stay. It has to be solved. And it takes the time it takes, but it has to be solved. And I don't think it will be solved by acquiring more qualities. It will be solved when you have a split second of a space not to be curious or concerned to solve your life, which is very important too. Everything is important. You just have to choose which one you want to solve first. Go for it, and anyway, there is no separation, so things will be solved. Not in the way you think, but it will be solved in the way you don't think anymore about it. Not by suppression, by a natural let go.
Morning.
Good morning.
Do you feel any interest to comment, or could you comment from the on being a woman in a world of gurus, of a male lineage, a primarily male lineage from India? I'm not sure, it's not really a truth question, but can you comment a little about being a woman of a teacher of truth?
If you feel you are a woman or a man, you are not a guru. A guru is the one who will communicate that we are not only a woman or a man. We only speak generally, you see, as an identification as the body, mind, and of course emotions, body, mind, emotions. I call it all mind, but it means that actually even the one who thinks I am this body and I am this mind, I have no idea if there is anything else or not. If you have just a moment of let go of what you know about you, you will see that this I, which speaks, which acknowledges, which lives, experiences and all that, finally this I, he experiences another life because of this body, mind and all that. But if it is alone, it is still there, alone, and ungraspable by nature. So what is it? Some people call this consciousness, to say another word than the words we know. There is something. There is something which allows the creation and the destruction of the creation. And that's indicated as the natural state, or the what is, and that is common to all. It looks like it common to all, yeah. So what you call guru, you see, if you translate the word from Sanskrit, it's the one who dispels the darkness. But it means the one who shows you that actually if you want to express what is, there was never darkness. Again, if we speak of darkness or of light, it's all about something we know, something where we can compare and can transform eventually. Nothing wrong with that. It's just a fact of things, you see. But satsang is it's not an imposition, but those who come to satsang is to be informed, or to see, oh, that's not for me, or no, oh, that interests me. To confirm in a way, you know, we may be a dust of a star, but who knows it? Who am I? And any answer will be a landing place. A place I take for granted, but it can change and go away at any time. Then what you do? You have to solve that question, who am I in fact? If needed. You remind me a little anecdote I had with Papaji. I went for the first time in Lucknow in 92, and for me it was like another world, because Papaji was surrounded by so many devotees, and the last time I saw him, it was in 89, so he was still with very few people. I say that because then all the setting changed. I was in the room of his house with the one who took care of him, because I was just a visitor. And he always woke up very early, so we were sitting. He was on his bed sitting, reading the newspaper. We were sitting down. And I can say I knew very well Papaji. So I was just quiet, looking at him, but just quiet. Then that one near me asked me a question about dress, about something about the dress, something of a woman. And I felt she will feel I am arrogant if I don't reply. So for her sake, I just slightly replied. Then Papaji, boom, the newspaper down. What is this woman's talk? And for the first time, I dare to. I am not a woman. I'm so. Where is my? Then he laughed. It was over. Now you make whatever you want of that story, but I liked it. You know, Papaji, you come as a sheep in the beginning, but he makes them to see you are lions too, you know, you are like me. So in the end, you see, you reply like a lion also, and then what? Everybody has to have his own tribe. It's so funny. Okay, maybe some parts are better than others, but it doesn't matter. I will not read the whole thing, don't worry. It's very long ago I didn't read, so I rediscover with you. Okay. Okay, doesn't matter. So, Old Man Chang. Nothing is known about him. We just know his name. I, Old Chang, do not intervene to maintain, modify, or change the course of things by following the desires of the individual mind. Let there be neither distrust nor revolt, but only the necessary act. If I behave in a different way with you, it is so that you might at last, by yourself, directly see original spirit, means that, instead of always seeking it through the meditation of dead fellows or by running after scatterbrains like me. My own manner, indeed, is to shake you like saplings in the mountain wind. Thus, I break up all your struts and props. I'm sorry for the English I read, but and there you are, all undone, with nothing more to hold on to. But since I sap up, you say sap up? Sap up? S-A-P, sap? Sap. Since I sap up all that you rely upon, and thus you are filled with fear, you say, to reassure yourselves that I sin against the law and convention, and am but a vile villain blasphemer. So you go on desperately clinging to appearances and accessories instead of letting them depart from you by themselves without striving to hold on to them. My words find no echo in you, so I play a trick on you and tell you they come from a great famous fellow who has been dead by centuries. But you still do not understand that they are your direct and immediate concern. On the contrary, you season them as something precious for keeping and cultivating bullheads by holding on to fertilities. You simply waste your life away, and the evidence of that original spirit slips through your fingers. What a shipwreck for you! It is wonderful, isn't it? One more or not?
Yes.
Okay. In my youth, I went all around the land giving myself up to study and practices. I associated with those who had strayed, and imagining they had found the light, did nothing but cause others to stray. Then I met him who enabled me to see all the useless mud I bore with me. The way of truth appeared to me, and that original spirit became my sole occupation. And one day, everything suddenly collapsed into awareness. I, old Chang, didn't imitate so and so or such and such a one. I hold to no belief, no school of thought do I follow, no one's disciple am I. In my true nature, I know nothing, I own nothing, I am nothing, for there is no old Chang here. In the ordinary way, the things in which I take part of themselves just flow by, they pass away on their own. Even that is no longer my concern. The words I speak to you come not from that which is learnt. Shaved skulls! I have hidden nothing from you. And so on, you see, it was quite... yeah. We can always enjoy. One more?
Yeah.
I take it really here and there. I mean, it's like, let me see. Okay, maybe this. That doesn't appear when sleep leaves you and does not disappear when sleep comes to you. I have to. That doesn't appear when sleep leaves you, means when you are awake, and but that doesn't disappear when sleep comes to you. So let us see. That is nothing, and is totally independent of that which changes and dies. If that were truly your sole occupation, you would see all that alters and dies in the same way that you perceive the movements that dancers give to their streamers, and would resolve to constantly seek that which in you neither varies nor dies. And once you find it, then not one of the thousands worlds could divert you in your thoughts for the flash of an instant, or in the slightest degree make you stray from it in your actions. It's 4-line sentence. Anyway, you believe you aspire to that, but you only actually seek the satisfaction of a condition of learning and of merit. Because of this, you are entirely under the fascination of all that in you and outside of you is not steadfast and just dies. That is why the sayings of old Chang simply go through you without making an impression, like the birds which leave no trace in the sky. Bald pits. Wow! All that you think and say concerning original spirit is but the erring and wandering of your own puny little minds. To that which nature spontaneously brings you, you respond only after interpreting it through all that you have placed on a pedestal above your heads. This being as artificial as the dragons made for festivals, how can you hope to see that in its spontaneity? It's great. It is wonderful. Okay, for next time, I have a few pages. Very nice. And you will not believe, my brother, he had a very good smell for very good text. And he could find, in the libraries at that time. And before I met Papaji, he gave me this text, which I already loved, but of course it was like not comprehensible, but I loved it. Yeah, amazing. Sorry?
Can I share something?
Yeah, sure.
This night I was dreaming about situation I was, well, maybe 15 years ago or something. I was with people doing things, and then suddenly I remembered myself, be quiet. And it was, and then I wake up later on and I think, that's mixed with what you do now, and then but it was funny.
Yeah, but some people say it's also a dream here, huh?
Yeah.
This is a dream because they want to show that whatever is going on, suddenly if you wake up, it disappears. So it's possible to wake up like this. Yeah. To reappear if you don't die, of course, but yeah. I guess it reappears because you still have something, or you believe so, or whatever. You have something to do in this dream and finish things and fulfill dreams. Otherwise, why should you wake up?
Would you be willing to talk about your enlightenment experience when you met Papaji?
Yeah. I really take your words, my enlightened experience. So there was still an experiencer, huh? Okay. But it was enough to make me recognize that he was my master. So that's not enough. What do you want to know exactly?
How did you know that he was your master?
Yeah, because, well, I don't tell a story, everybody is bored with that. It's in the book. Nothing ever happened, maybe. Surely I was animated by a very determined search to find my master. So that's one point, I think, which is important to mention. So he came to me, but I didn't see any special something I was searching in this man. So I said, thank you very much, I don't need your help. So at once I didn't recognize, you see. But he gave me a little chance more, one chance more. He said, but if you need me, I will be at the bank of the Ganga at 5 in the morning. I didn't go the next day because I was strongly determined not to again listen to somebody else. Though I didn't myself, I was at loss by myself. So he appeared in my dream. Maybe it's me you search. So I said, okay, I don't lose anything, and I went, and he was there sitting near the Ganga. So I sat in. I was in front of the Ganga, and him there, and the Ganga flowing. And he says, what do you want? Then I said what I wanted. I said, I want to cosmic consciousness, but if you know more, I want that more, because I realize the mind is limited. So he said, but what you do for that? So I meditate. Show me. Then I close my eyes. I don't know how long I stayed like that. I don't think so long. When I open my eyes, I say, oh my God, so simple. And I fell into his feet because it was solved. Don't ask me to describe more than this. It was solved. But then he told me to go. But he promised me, when you need me more, I will come. So it was an experience of a glimpse, as we say, of beingness, of some not an objective experience, but there was still an experiencer. That's why I still needed him. But I was not that clear at that time. I thought this is it, and I didn't question myself why I still need him. That's all. But it made me recognize whom I can trust, because it never happened to me before. And it was with his presence as, yeah.
It was him watching you meditate.
Sorry?
It was him watching you meditate that helped you realize.
How do I know? I was absorbed in my meditation. I'm sure you looked at me, what I was doing in this crazy brain. But I could trust. And that was really the luck of my life, because you see, a life is never easy. It's never easy. There are absolutely heavenly and magical times, as there is its opposite. But because of that trust, even if I had even if I had doubts, they were superficial compare with my trust, happily. Yeah. It enlightens something for you? Good.
Thank you.
I think I've been a pit bull, with the search. Oh, and didn't waver much. But that's why I'm very, very happy not to be obliged to live the same. I cannot. Basta, it's enough.
Can you say that once more?
You didn't hear. What did you hear?
And that's why.
Where the mind went. No, I say, it's a saying. What did I say? That I was very happy not to be obliged to repeat that. It's done. And I don't want to do it again. It asks you some tremendous stamina. But you know, it's my way to say, because some people are less intense and then it's more smooth. So don't worry, you don't need that much stamina. It's just, but all what I know is that you need the need to be free. What does it mean, liberation? You see, what these wise men mean. I was extremely attracted. I was not smart enough to understand, but the attraction, and for some reason I knew I have to listen to those rather than teachers teaching other subjects. I really need it. So I think, whatever the way I say, but the determination to know is there something else than what I know from myself has to be there. Otherwise it doesn't happen. Why should it happen? Or it happens but you don't know what happened to you, and then you have still to search what's going on. But you know, as I have seen for myself, so I guess for everybody it's the same. Without knowing it, if you feel, I am not yet there, or things like that, it's because, but one doesn't feel it or see it that way. But I really tell you, it's because one cherishes still a concept or an experience or a belief in his mind. It's only that which delays. And one may not be aware of it, that's true. But it's only that. And that's why once it is seen, at once, you are freed from the tyranny of the mind. But then there is something which is very incomprehensible, because if you take it literally, I will be freed from the tyranny of the mind, so I will have no more an identification with the mind later, and so on. And all that is bullshit. It's not true. So it's not understandable. And still, it's a pointing which is correct. Well, it's easy to explain. It's because, you see, we always mix the talk, or we speak of that, or we speak of someone. And as someone you cannot understand, and as that it's clear like crystal clear. So, yeah. So it's clear also that it's not the mind which is liberated or free. It is what you are. You know that image of Hanuman, the monkey, devoted of Rama, the self, what is. It's very beautiful, in fact, because Hanuman is a monkey, a human, let's say, no, I just make a parallel, a human being. But we say monkey because we speak of the restlessness of the mind, which all humans know about it. And then, when he became the devotee of the self, so when he got a glimpse, he must have got a glimpse, or even realized, you see there is an image of Hanuman, the monkey, finally not jumping from one branch to another, but is devoted, he bows down in gratitude. And I think that's what happened to the vehicle which still is alive after, let's say, being freed from the seeker. So, but he's still a monkey. It's a devoted monkey. It's a devoted, a grateful human. But what does it mean? To be human may make mistakes. You are not all the time bowing. But you know, when you suddenly wake up, you are grateful, so grateful. Very important to understand that image. It is not the monkey which is enlightened. The vehicle, what remains, what is in discretion, became grateful, totally. But it is not him who is enlightened. Yeah. What is it devoted to is nobody. Doesn't belong to anybody, is nothing. It's nobody. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm just curious about, have you ever tried psychedelics or drugs?
Yeah.
And
But
how was it?
before I met my master, and after I had maybe 2 experiences of a very, very strong bang, which made me fly for 3 days. But let's not speak of that. Yeah. I tried, especially it was the big discovery in 1960s something, and it was my youth, so of course that was opening. But I was still so unsatisfied, even though that I had to search for Socrates. That was a great substance to swallow. So when you take substances, at least have a goal to take it, to make it interesting, more interesting. Not simply an experience and then what, you are left with. Yeah. Well, it can go on changing the brain, sure. Opening some doors. Yeah. But are you more at peace? Are you more happy? Maybe you have an experience, but after, there is an after. That is the trouble. After. What do I do with this after? Don't forget that the substances, it's an exploration of the mind. It brings you in so many layers we are not aware of, or we don't even know about it. But it's in the mind. Yeah. It will always be in the mind because it has a cause. And that's why it ends also. It was not there before. It appears, even with great revelations, still in the mind. Even if the revelations say it's beyond, it's in the mind. Because the beyond is in the mind. Yeah.
And do you remember what did you saw?
Yeah. I took some mescaline, which is a very heavenly substance. And my boyfriend came back from the market with a huge watermelon. And with his knife, he started to... And then I said, no, it's alive. It's me. So I had the experience of oneness. And I never ate that watermelon, and I was thirsty like hell. But that's there's quite a few others. It opens. And then and something remains, maybe. Maybe I have to search something. And also you can understand texts that were esoteric before. Suddenly you understand the whole thing, Wow. But then it closes again. Yeah, it's a discovery of the mind, sure. But understand me when I say mind, it can, you have more knowledge maybe about the body, about the emotions, and about the concepts. Huh? It's the whole thing. Yeah. But I tell you, you can make amazing experiences also without substances. But of course, it needs, yeah, some. It needs what? But you know, it was a trouble for me in the beginning when I met Master, because I had such a high experiences, which were not there, but in the past, but I remember them. So when I was in the beginning with Master, I never had, apart from the glimpse, but afterwards, I didn't have for a long time any strong experience as I had. So it was like a bit, you know, you have to, okay. But you trust, and so on. But I mean, it can trouble a bit. Yeah.
Ganga.
Who is speaking? Ah, yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I want to bring you. There is frustration, or
Okay.
I try to express it. It's like I cannot believe anything fully what is presented in the mind. I mean now spiritual or esoteric explanations of the whole thing. There are plenty offered, but I cannot take anything fully. And I also don't know anything else. So that my mind is now at this.
Yeah.
I don't know anything. And
but look. Okay. Probably it's a result of hearing years satsang, not to believe in concepts or in what is presented. But you know, the indication was not addressed to the one I see. It was addressed to what make you aware. It was addressed to what is, which you are made of, like I am, like everybody is. So, if you hear or deal or read knowledges, and there are many of us here, to heal or to free your emotions, generally it's more that, isn't it? Finally. It's a knowledge, appropriate language, indication towards the emotions, the world of emotions. And there you can be healed if one of them, you have to choose here, and that nobody else can choose for you. But you can trust in the relative world your need, which is relative to, because it concerns the emotions, for example. Otherwise, nothing will work. And you know, you have to also see what is essential, and you go for it first. At the same time, of course, you can do another work, but then don't confuse. You know, for now, I am concerned with this ontologic question, means being, not becoming. Being question, I am here. In 1 hour, we finished, and suddenly I feel, oh, I have something to solve in my life for all relationships and whatnot. And so I go there because I know there, maybe let me see if I can trust, but it can be interesting for that. And it will reach that, I say only, but not as a negative thing. It is a fact only because it's in time. Am I clear? Yeah. Because if you don't believe in anything in this world, then you are free, and then you don't care also. But if you care, it means there is something in this world that you want to solve, or to, something. Now, if it is because you have a deep unsatisfaction, whatever you do, maybe it's because you have not fully seen who it is, from where you come from. I just open many suggestions.
Yeah, it's both.
Okay. Then, is there a problem? When you take care of this fellow, you take care of this fellow. Don't mix. When you take care of from where do I come from really, then listen to old man Chang. But you don't listen to old man Chang to solve your relationships. But it's all what we do. We laugh, but it's all what we do. We just confuse the whole thing. We have to be clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is clear.
Okay.
What I think is not clear,
okay,
that there are still seeming like systems offered to explain the whole thing, and this I cannot.
Then investigate yourself.
I cannot go with those.
I don't give my answer. Yeah. You have to be sure by yourself. Yeah. Yeah. Good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. You came to this. Good.
What I love here, Ganga, that you don't give me answer in this.
Et voilà. You know, I'm very bad in story, but for some reason I want to tell. You know, when you need to eat, do you question so much, shall I eat or not eat and all that? No, generally you don't, you see. And so it's the same. The requirements, some natural requirements, they are just getting fulfilled or not, etc. But there is no deep question about, you know, what is what, or shall I eat, shall I not eat? And so much so that I met someone, it was really dramatic. It was in Arunachala, on the mountain. I spent one night there, and suddenly I meet someone who goes to Satsang, and I was making some dal, and then I, of course, offered him some dal. He said, no, thank you. But I could see, I mean, so I insisted a bit. He said, I'm not the body. But he died because of that. He died because of that. So we have to know this requirement is situated where. I can naturally fulfill that or work about it or whatever. And keep quiet, says Ramana. Then at that time, I keep quiet, not to... I don't care at that very moment about the body-mind. It's a target is somewhere else. And so on. We have not to confuse. Yeah. I think it's part of a good investigation. Do a good investigations, you see. Yeah. Anyway, have a beautiful day. Eat in time or not.